Listen up, food enthusiasts. Welcome to my kitchen, where the heat is always on and the flavors are bolder than my insults. Today we're ditching the fancy plating and Michelin star bullsh asterisk tea for a global soup adventure. We're talking 5 must-try recipes that'll have you swearing off that canned tomato soup for life. Get ready to explore the world, one steaming bowl at a time, because things are about to get delicious in here. First up, we're tackling a classic French onion soup. This isn't just any soup, it's a dish that has stood the test of time, a true testament to the art of French cooking. Now, this isn't some soggy mess you find at a dodgy pub. No, no, no. We're aiming for perfection here. A bowl of soup that sings with every spoonful. This, my friends, is a symphony of flavor. Imagine the joy on your guests' faces as they take their first bite. The rich aroma filling the room. We're talking sweet caramelized onions, rich beef broth, and a crusty crouton smothered in Gruyere cheese. Each element plays its part in creating a harmonious blend of flavors. First, you need to sweat the onions. Low and slow, you hear me? None of that burnt rubbish I see on Hell's Kitchen. The key is patience and attention to detail. This takes patience, something I know some of you lack. But trust me, it's worth it. Stir those onions gently. Let them release their natural sweetness. Once your onions are the color of a golden retriever, deglaze the pot with some decent sherry. This step adds a depth of flavor that's simply irresistible. Don't skimp on the good stuff now. Quality ingredients make all the difference. Choose a sherry that you'd be happy to drink. Next, we build the broth. Beef broth, thyme, bay leaf. Let it simmer and reduce until it's bursting with flavor. This is the heart of your soup, so give it the time it needs. Ladle that liquid gold into oven-proof bowls, top with a toasted baguette and a mountain of Gruyere. The cheese should be generous, creating a gooey, melty topping. Then blast it under the broiler until bubbly and golden. Watch closely as you want that perfect balance of melted and slightly crispy cheese. There you have it, a French onion soup that's so good it'll bring a tear to your eye. It's not just a dish, it's an experience, a journey through layers of flavor and texture. Enjoy every spoonful and remember, the magic is in the details. Next, we're cranking up the heat and diving into a world of flavors that will tantalize your taste buds. We're heading to the vibrant streets of Thailand, where the air is filled with the aroma of spices and the hustle and bustle of street vendors. Our destination, the iconic Tom Yum soup. This fiery number is not just any soup, it's a symphony of flavors that will wake up your taste buds and leave you sweating with delight. Forget about those pre-made pastes you find in stores. They just don't cut it for this authentic experience. We're going all in with fresh ingredients: lemongrass, galangal, kaffir, lime leaves, and of course chilies. These are the real deal, the heart and soul of our Tom Yum soup. Gently bruise these aromatics to release their essential oils. This step is crucial as it unlocks the full potential of their flavors. Trust me, this small effort makes all the difference in the world. Now, let's talk about the broth. Start with a good quality chicken broth. Add in fish sauce for that umami kick, and don't forget the lime juice. This trio creates the perfect balance of salty, sour, and spicy. Bring it to a gentle simmer and let those flavors meld together. The aroma will be irresistible. Finally, it's time to add your protein. Prawns are traditional, but chicken or tofu are excellent alternatives. Just be careful not to overcook them. We want our protein to be tender and juicy, not rubbery. Keep an eye on it as it cooks. To finish, chop up some fresh cilantro. This herb adds a burst of freshness that complements the soup perfectly. And don't forget a final squeeze of lime. This last touch brightens up the entire dish. There you have it, a Tom Yum soup that's as bold and fiery as my temper. Enjoy this culinary adventure and let it spice up your life. Chapter 3, Minestrone Soup, Eat Your Vegetables. Now, for those of you who think soup is just a starter, let me introduce you to Italy's hearty minestrone. This isn't just any soup, it's a robust, flavorful and filling dish that can stand on its own as a complete meal. This is a meal in itself, packed with vegetables, beans and pasta. Imagine a medley of fresh, vibrant vegetables, hearty beans and tender pasta all coming together in a single pot. Start with a good quality olive oil. This is the foundation of your soup, so make sure it's the best you can find. Don't even think about using that cheap stuff. The quality of your olive oil can make or break the flavor of your minestrone. Sauté your vegetables, onions, carrots, celery, garlic, until softened. This step is crucial as it builds the base flavors of your soup. Then add your beans, cannellini, borlotti, whatever you fancy. Beans add a creamy texture and a protein punch to your soup. Now for the star of the show, the pasta. This is what makes minestrone so hearty and satisfying. Small shapes work best here. Ditalini, elbow macaroni, even broken spaghetti. These shapes blend well with the other ingredients and make each spoonful delightful. Pour in your vegetable broth and let it simmer until the pasta is cooked and the flavors have melded together. The broth should be rich and flavorful, absorbing all the goodness from the vegetables and beans. Finish with a generous grating of Parmesan cheese and a drizzle of olive oil. This adds a final touch of richness and depth to your soup. There you have it, a minestrone soup that's as comforting as a nonna's hug. It's a perfect dish for any season, offering warmth in the winter and a light yet filling meal in the summer. Enjoy every spoonful. Chapter 4. Chicken tortilla soup. Ay caramba, this is good. Next up, we're heading south of the border for a taste of Mexico with a comforting chicken tortilla soup. This is a fiesta in a bowl with tender chicken, smoky chipotle peppers, and crispy tortilla strips. First, we build the base. Sauté onions, garlic, and jalapenos until softened. Then, add your spices, cumin, chili powder, smoked paprika, and cook until fragrant. Now for the chicken. Use leftover roasted chicken or poach some breasts in the soup. Once cooked, shred it and add it back to the pot. Pour in your chicken broth and simmer until the flavors have melded. To serve, ladle into bowls and top with crispy tortilla strips, avocado, cilantro, and a squeeze of lime. There you have it, a chicken tortilla soup that's more satisfying than a siesta. Chapter 5. Miso Soup. Simplicity at its finest. Finally, we're ending our journey in Japan with a soothing miso soup. Don't let its simplicity fool you. This soup is packed with umami. The key ingredient here is miso paste, a fermented soybean paste that adds a deep savory flavor. There are different types of miso, each with its own unique flavor profile. For this soup, I recommend using a milder white miso. Now the broth. You can use water or dashi, a Japanese stock made from kombu, kelp, and bonito flakes. Bring your broth to a simmer and whisk in the miso paste until dissolved. Then add your tofu and wakame seaweed. Simmer for a few minutes until the tofu is heated through, and that's it. A simple yet flavorful miso soup that's the perfect way to end any meal.
Well, there you have it, you bunch of hungry foodies. 5 incredible soup recipes from around the world. Now get out of my kitchen and go make something delicious. And if you think you can handle the heat, hit that subscribe button for more culinary adventures. Until next time, keep it spicy.